Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to that Gen X Friend podcast. And as usual, before I begin, I want to give a shout out to MB Radio for um, for being here. Thank you, truly, especially for this sort of season to give thanks. I really am very thankful. So, as you can see, I've yet to figure out that transition. Maybe it's okay, the awkwardness, because low production value, yay. um, or not value, but cost. So to begin, as you can see, I am in a new place or new environment, and I'm thankful for that. So trying to figure out the layout and all this stuff has been interesting. So today, when it's gonna air, actually for me it is the 22nd of December, but when this airs it will be past Christmas. So belated Merry Christmas to everybody. Wow, okay, yeah, I still have that issue too. uh, Belated Merry Christmas to everybody listening. My topic today is this life-changing wrapping trick that I learned for gift giving. As my description says for this podcast, you may say, you're a day late and dollar short, honey. All the, presents have been unwrapped and the paper has been torn off with beautiful bows and whatever. And I challenge you. Giving is an everyday event that happens for anybody, right? People can have birthdays after Christmas. And I'm sorry if you're getting gypped or you felt like you got gypped because of your birthday. Either way, it's not just about for Christmas, although Christmas for, I would say, Christians and even non-Christians, Christmas is a big worldwide holiday that's celebrated by religious people, non-religious people, a lot of people around the world, right? And so this is why I wanted to share this. And it could potentially save you a lot of money. Just from that standpoint alone, right? That's pretty cool. Here I am giving myself, that's pretty cool, dude. So here we go. The reason why I thought about this topic is because moving during the Christmas season, this is the second time I've done it in my life. It can be quite lonely, stressful, and all that stuff. But most of all, because I remember a time where Christmas season seemed magical because there were, anywhere you went, places were decked out in like festive decorations, and I'm not talking about the crazy Christmas music. Like we all have those songs. You're like, oh my God, no! Please don't play this song. It's gonna ruin my Christmas. But like the old time stuff, like White Christmas, Jingle Bells, however different versions there are of it. But it seemed like a dream that's presented in the movies. And I don't know, for Gen X, man, I remember looking forward to watching this Christmas specials, this little claymation specials like Rudolph Red-Nosed Reindeer and Baby New Year, all the stuff that, or Santa Claus is coming to town, or all those. I love those. And it sort of created this warm fuzzy, right? Even though my family didn't really celebrate Christmas. Our house is typically the dark house. You're like, don't go near that house. They don't. Like, it was always dark, because we didn't put up lights or anything like that. So, but nonetheless, I still had that feeling of Christmas, and it was, yeah. And when I moved, as I got older, the 2 times that I moved during Christmas, this is one of them. I always felt like, yeah, this is such a stressful occasion. I want to if I can just hear enough Christmas music or do enough Christmas, whatever, all those activities that comes with Christmas, maybe I can recreate that feeling. And with availability of YouTube or whatever streaming services you have, listening to Christmas music was not the same. It's almost like, remember those scratch and sniff stickers? I have to apologize for those who have not listened. I don't get a lot of sleep. And I was thinking about this topic so much, I didn't really get a lot of sleep last night. So, but those not the Christmas stickers, but those scratch and sniff stickers that if you scratch like a strawberry, it kind of sort of smelled like a strawberry, right? You're like, oh yeah, it's familiar. I get it. I know what it is when I smell it, but it's not real. So that's the same sort of feeling. And I thought about, okay, Christmas presents, right? How do I get that feeling back? Is it through Christmas presents? Is it through whatever? And I see people rushing around and also online talking about giving gifts. And I know a lot of people, one of the biggest headaches for the season is to wrap presents, right? And some people are really bad at it, and some people are really good at it, and some people are really OCD about it. I became somewhere in the middle where I even bought, despite the fact that I wasn't OCD, I was sort of OCD about it, making my wrapping like not perfect, but really pretty. I even bought one of those like tools that cut the paper, not like your scissors that make it all jagged and crazy. I even did that, and thinking, is the part of the magic is wrapping of presents? And then I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, I love giving gifts, but I didn't really like the wrapping. And with the economy the way it is, probably like, if I can do without wrapping gifts, that'd be great. Some people have fashion paper bags out of it, when they used to give paper bags for grocery stores, but that's no longer either. So I thought this is a good trick to share, and I didn't learn this. It wasn't easy. I learned this hard way. Most of the stuff that I share is because I learned it the hard way in trying to, I don't know, mimic some way to get somewhere to this point where everybody's like, oh, that's where joy or happiness is. I had a podcast about happiness where all the destinations on the map is called happiness, depending on who you are. So yeah, this is one of the things I learned from having wrapped so many gifts and getting paper cuts and seeing the buying beautiful wrapping paper, and yeah, maybe this will help somebody. So I know things are tough out there, but nonetheless, we want to fill our family with joy, either Christmas or Christmas Eve or Christmas morning, depending on how you celebrate it. And we work so hard. We work so hard to find a perfect present and wrap it up in a beautiful way, if you're into that. And you sneak it under the tree, if it's from Santa, of course. Uh, but during the Christmas season, you can see presents start to stack up and grow, if it's from mom and dad or relatives or whoever. And we've put all of our hope, or when I did, put all of the hope of bringing joy into those little boxes or big boxes or whatever that we wrap, put under the tree or hidden somewhere or whatever. All the hopes of creating that old timey feeling, right? From watching White Christmas, one of my favorite movies. It's a Wonderful Life. Also, I have to watch it every year. It's just what it is. And to be honest, every year, although I love seeing the joy of people unwrapping Christmas presents that I thoughtfully got or purchased, it never quite mirrored that whatever I saw on TV from the shows, like those movies, which I love to watch, to try to get the sort of feeling of Christmas. Well, for those of us who are Christians, the reason why we celebrate Christmas is the birth of Christ. It's been industrialized. This holiday is apparent through old movies. Miracle on 34th Street, I believe. Natalie Wood, when she was a little girl, the woman from West Side Story. This sort of, I don't know, putting a price tag on Christmas in boxes and putting joy, the hope of bringing joy to our family and friends wrapped in boxes, has only increased over years. The pressure to buy that perfect gift, or the pressure to give more and more and more, the lists have become like insufferable for some people, right? And it made me wonder. I'm like, yeah, I do love the look of a beautifully decorated tree with tons of presents piled underneath it. But I wasn't actually celebrating. This is before I became a Christian. Um, a lot of people fall into the Christmas season and the whole Christmas tree and all that stuff, but didn't actually learn why we celebrate it, or vaguely in the back of their minds they understand, or I understood, Christmas is to celebrate Christ, not so much as gifts. Yeah, it's a great part of it. I'm like, so maybe that's one of the reasons why I keep trying to recreate that feeling. We didn't, and like I said, my family didn't really celebrate Christmas, right? So where did that feeling come from? We didn't give gifts like that either. Like, it's not what we did. So where did that feeling in me come from? Why am I chasing that, or recreating that, trying to recreate that now? And it's because if the world feels different, for a lack of a better term. There's a lot of disconnection going on. And Christmas is one of those occasions where, like, oh, this is a good excuse to get together, right? Like, we need an excuse. Some of us do, I suppose. Good excuse to get together and, drink hot chocolate together and hang out and do whatever and this thing. But I wonder how many people feel that sort of like, oh, yeah, we take those pictures and we gather together, but did you feel that? Because I didn't feel it. It was just like a automatic, this is what we do during this season, this is how we do it. But that feeling is lacking. That's why a lot of retro stuff is coming back. Like, if you hear, the music, not only is the music, like, really good Christmas music was created between like in the mid 1900s. I know it sounds terrible because I was born in the 1900s, people. Yes, we're not going to talk about that any further. But like after 1990s, like I haven't heard any good Christmas music. So when I hear Christmas music, it automatically takes me back to that time because I haven't heard any new Christmas music, so to say. Anyways, so creating that sort of thing, it doesn't create that feeling in me. So I was thinking, wow, people are rushing around and they're probably dreading having to wrap all these presents. That's another way, right? I discussed earlier how we pile the presents up and all this stuff. Does that create the feeling for you, or does that create a dread? You're like, oh, I don't want to do this. So this year, I'm not giving physical presents. First, it's great because I don't have to wrap anything. This is the first part. This is the first part. Yes, you might be laughing. You're like, oh, well, that doesn't count. If you're not giving anything, then of course you don't have to wrap it. How life-changing is that? But listen to me. Hear me out, man. Hear me out. Give me a second. I moved, for those who've listened to my podcast in the past, I transitioned into a downsize and all that stuff because I needed a change in my life. And also an environment that was better for me and my fur baby. And although I didn't buy any presents, physical presents, for anybody this year, especially my fur baby, which I give him treats all the time. I just don't wrap it up, right? Because it's not like he cares if there's wrapping paper. So yay for me, no wrapping for that either. But the place I'm living now has sliding glass doors where it faces the sun, right? And during the day, unlike the place I was living before, he can lay by the window and bathe himself in the sunshine. And that's one of the reasons why this was so important to me. I'm probably not conveying this properly because I didn't want to cry, which when I talk about my fur baby, I usually get all teary-eyed. Look, I even have Kleenex just in case. But at first, he didn't know what to do because in our old place, there's really no spot to sunbathe inside the house. But here, I have bought him, a mat so he can lay on. When I first moved in, the place was a mess with all boxes. But when I started clearing out the boxes, I had during the day when it was sunny, I had him like, come here, lay down right here. He's like, I don't, why are you trying to do this to me? But a few days ago, maybe it was last week, the first time he realized that when I opened the window and pointed to the mat, he can lay there and enjoy the sun and enjoy the warmth. And it took him a little bit to sit down and lay down. I had to sit down next to him because he would get up every time I left. So I sat there with him just so he can get used to it. And I was trying to mind my own business so not to spook him. You know, a few minutes later, he had laid down and got comfortable. And then he put his paw on my feet, on my paw too. Got me all teary-eyed. When I looked down, this is the part leading to the life-changing wrapping trick. When I saw him wrapped in sunshine, right? And his fur was warm. Oh my goodness, here we go. And it felt like for the first time in a long, long time that he had relaxed, because it has been pretty stressful. I realized that the gift I gave him, even though I gave him treats all the time, not wrapped, the gift that was given to me, that was given to him, came in sort of a different wrapping, right? It was wrapped in warmth that came from love from me. And also, let's not miss out on the whole real reason of Christmas. The spirit of Christmas cannot be wrapped. There's no box big enough to contain it. There's not enough wrapping paper to wrap it, right? And that's where real gifts matter, like the gift of sunshine, of sunbathing. It's part of the Christmas spirit of celebrating the gift of Christ, his life and what he gave us, that gift of love, right? I know, does it sound convoluted? I promise it makes sense in my head, so I'm going to share it. That is because God loves me and helped me through this. Trust me, it has not been easy. Oh my goodness, I hate crying. But watching him sunbathe was the best Christmas present before Christmas that I've gotten ever. Besides watching, you know, people being like feeling joy from the things I've done or from food that I cooked or whatever. That stuff brings me joy. But this Christmas has been more meaningful to me than it has been for a long, long time. Probably before I can. God, it's been a long time. I don't even want to think about it. But so yeah, I am a little late, technically speaking, because this does air after Christmas. But for me, today is the 22nd. So do I get a pass from you guys, please? It does make sense. But gifting is all year long for all kinds of occasions, right? My life-changing trick is not to say don't buy a present, right? If somebody wanted I don't know. If all they wanted was this special cookie from, or a cupcake or a cake from a bakery, whatever, that's, they haven't had, and you get it on special occasions. Sure, buy it for them, wrap it up. Hopefully you refrigerated it if it needs refrigeration. you've done the research that when you give the gift, it is still good, that nobody has to spend the next day in the bathroom, kind of thing. So, like something like that, sure, get it if it's really meaningful. I say get it. Like right now, I was looking this one thing, right? This is not about me. I was just sharing. Of course, I saw it on social media. Go figure. Is this little embroidery book, or teach you how to do the stitches? Like, oh my god, that is so cool! I would love something like that. Now, if I got it right, that would be so awesome. Now, if it's beautifully wrapped, that would be. I'm not saying it has to be wrapped, but what? Even without the wrapping, I love the beautiful wrapping paper, great, but even without the wrapping, the gift, if somebody got it for me, was already wrapped in love, and that is priceless. It's life-changing. When you get a gift like that, big, small, whatever, elaborate, luxurious or not, it's priceless. It's incomparable. You will remember it for the rest of your life. That's wrapping that we want to wrap every gift with. That's what I want to wrap every gift with, right? And it doesn't matter if you're a beautiful wrapper, like technically speaking, with the paper. If it was given without the love, like, oh, well, I just went out because everybody, this year, the hottest thing is this. Or whatever you bought. It's just, and you bought them like 1,000 gifts, and none of them were wrapped in love, in the spirit of Christmas, and the gift of life, and all this stuff that we should be thankful for. Not in commercialism. Right? If it wasn't wrapped in love, but just the cold exchange, the act of exchanging gifts, then it would be meaningless. Then it doesn't matter how beautiful your wrapping is, your wrapping paper, your bow, how many gifts was under the tree. It will be soon forgotten. And so, but the part is, yeah, this is life-changing, I believe, because it will save you a lot of money on wrapping paper, because everything's going up in price, guys. So, but what it costs, there's no price tag to it. It's priceless, right? What it costs is your time, your love, your heart, your realness, that, heck, you can wrap somebody in your hugs and kisses, and I bet you they like that. Who doesn't like that? It's free, right? But it takes your time. It takes your heart and what's in it, the beauty that's in it. And no wrapping paper that can be purchased from a store can compare to that. So is it life-changing? I think so. What do you guys think? I mean, to be wrapped in love, hugs and kisses, right? to be wrapped in sunshine when, as a fur baby, you want to sleep in the sun, to be wrapped in a blanket, sitting on a couch watching White Christmas or It's a Wonderful Life with somebody you love, somebody you care about, somebody who loves the same thing. It's all wrapping too, right? But in a different way that cannot be purchased, doesn't need to be purchased. But you can feel it. You can remember it. And next Christmas, it's not about chasing that nostalgia of television created environments where you're like, that I wish I can go back to those days. You're creating those days where people are longing for. So instead of buying wrapping paper, which if you must, you must, right? Because there are gifts to be given, and if you can, beautifully wrap them if you can, because they do look beautiful under the tree. But instead of doing that, solely doing that, wrap ourselves in each other's arms, in each other's embrace, in each other's love, right? Wrap yourself or your fur baby in sunshine and your appreciation when you look at them. Wrap them up in love. Wrap yourself in blankets if you live in a cold area, which I do. Man, it's been cold, but now it's going to be hot. It's going to be like almost 60 during Christmas. Either way, you can still wrap yourself in a blanket and with somebody you love, somebody you care for, and spend that time together. And that is priceless. That will always be remembered. That's something that we don't have to chase the nostalgia, but we can create it any giving occasion. It doesn't have to be Christmas. It could be a birthday. It could be anything. It can just because, there was a song by, my God, I have issues recalling names. Lionel Richie? God, I can't even pronounce his name right now. Hello. I think that's the name of the song. I call to say I love you. Or, just because you love somebody, wrap them up in your love. So, as promised, it's true. I may be a day and dollar short, technically speaking, because this is after Christmas, for wrapping gifts, for sharing this trick that I learned. But this can work for any time, any day of the year, every year, whenever. So hopefully this will save you some wrapping paper, because wrapping others in love is this is a renewable energy. I can sell this as the green episode, right? Let's go green. This is renewable. You can generate this at any time without going to the store. You don't have to rush around. You're like, oh my God, I have one more gift. There's some more wrapping paper. You have plenty of kisses, plenty of hugs, plenty of love, plenty of time, and, to give, plenty of love. So, yeah, it can save you money. So it's a green, money-saving, life-changing lesson that I learned the hard way, because I bought many gifts and wrapped many, many gifts with many paper cuts to learn this, because when I saw my fur baby, here we go again, wrapped in sunshine, with his paw touching mine, right? Wow, that just rhymed. I'm a poet and didn't even know it. That was all the present I needed, and it was wrapped in something unforgettable, priceless, that years from now I can remember, and I don't have to listen to Christmas music, like from Bing Crosby or whoever. I don't have to have a tree up with beautiful lighting, and I don't have to have the presents underneath any tree to recall this feeling that the best Christmas present that I've gotten in a long, long time. So, forgive me. I am trying to not cry, which is failing miserably. But, yeah. Life-changing wrapping trick. Best Christmas ever. Hashtag best Christmas ever, or in a forever, however you want to say it. I hope this made sense. I know the next podcast will be after New Year's, so Happy New Year's for all those military drinkers out there who's been trained to be professional drinkers. Have fun, stay safe, don't drink and drive. Hopefully, if you have a hangover, that you've gotten over it. Be good to yourselves. And hopefully this will help somebody. That's the only reason why I do any of this. So this is a trick I learned. Hashtag best trick ever. Best life hack ever. Not really, but I think it was good for me. So thank you. And I'm praying for you guys. And I will see you next year. Okay. I would talk to you guys 2 weeks from now after New Year's.
Life is like a duck. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Here at Military Broadcast Radio, we're teaming up with our friends at Die Tired, the veteran-friendly music band spreading strength, resilience, and mental health awareness one shirt at a time.
And check this out. Their brand new shirts feature broadcast beaker right on the breast pocket. A reminder that you can weather the storm, and you're never alone.
Shirts are only $25, and proceeds support giving veterans a voice. MBR's mission to teach veterans how to podcast and videocast. Because when our vets are talking, they're not overthinking. They're not second-guessing. Together, we stop the 22 stigma. Grab your shirt today at mbradio.us and hit the shop. Or go directly to toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband. That's toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband.
Suit up, stand strong.
Remember, we're unduckable together.
You're built tougher than the storm.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.